Did you make rude gestures at them, Neely?
Yes.
Oh, I shot the pilot out of the chopper.
Oh, hero.
Nice.
So today we're going to talk about a couple of the concerns I have in regards to the maps in the Battlefield 6 Open Beta. Now, apparently the word is that these are the smaller maps in the collection of maps, 9 in total, I think, for the full release of Battlefield 6. And I hope they're not the best yet to see as well, as there are, in my opinion, some glaring issues, which I will go over from my own experience right now. Now, let's start off with the Cairo map. There are some rooftops that you can gain access to. You may have seen the viral videos going around of people getting up on those rooftops and showing people how to do it. Now, I'm obviously going to use one of the exploits at the moment, and I say it's an exploit because if it was meant to be used, it would be a hell of a lot easier to do than it actually is. And once you're up on these rooftops on Cairo, there is a lot of invisible walls and invisible ceilings that you can climb on top of once up there. We used it, of course, just to counter other people using it from the east side of spawn, and yeah, this is just how we had to counter them, just obliterating our team from above. So we just used it for that one purpose and that one purpose only. We never shot anybody on the ground. We just countered those that were sniping from the rooftops, and it worked out pretty well. But with some thought process, after having this experience and seeing that this was doable via an exploit of climbing and vaulting, etc., this wouldn't actually be too bad of a choice or an option to have for getting on rooftops and having a different angle of battle if it was actually a planned included feature by the dev team. So you need proper paths, easy ramps to get up, ladders, say, to get onto these rooftops, open them up a little bit more, make it a bit more freeform, that you could get some more verticality to these maps as well. Obviously, having proper entry points to the rooftops and access ways would make much more reliable countermeasures to people doing that on the other side of the map. You could take out tanks from above in more options and more ways. Maybe make the rooftops more destroyable rather than just the sides of these buildings. The facades have the rooftops crumble as well. So you could potentially get rid of some of these high rooftop vantage points, say. And again, I'll be totally honest here. I'm not against the idea at all of making this a possibility. But if that's not intended by the dev team, then this shouldn't be exploitable and you shouldn't be able to get up there. In which case, make this whole area where people can climb totally invisible, walled off, so there's no way you can actually climb up onto these rooftops. Either go all in with the idea, which I kind of like, or don't do it at all, so people can't exploit. And full disclosure, this is all part of our testing. This video will be reported to DICE themselves to show the route we took and the potential harm or added experience to Battlefield if this was a route that the dev team decided to take. Just put some planks and things and climbable objects that weren't destructible to get onto those roofs and have access. Either way, it's all for testing purposes, and I probably right now wouldn't recommend people just doing it just to exploit and take advantage of this situation. It's just purely this is a thing that we wanted to test out and see how harmful it is to the game, and at the moment it is pretty harmful because it's not the easiest place to get to, and you are pretty untouchable up there. Now let's move on to my other point of contention, which is the larger, more open peak map. Now, this map is more one-sided, and that is, again, a big, drastic point of interest for me to talk about. Whereas the F side of spawn has the high ground, and if you spawn on the A side faction, you are on the low ground. Now, immediately, the F side has the upper hand, and there is a lot of pixel peeking going on. If I can find the footage, I will. You can literally see the minusculest bit of glint from sniper rifles and a pixel of somebody's head, which are really hard to hit. And there is not really a way you can ideally counter these snipers from the A side because it's so low in the ground. You've got a couple of rocks and buildings dotted about and like a hilly field, which I'll show in this clip here taken from stream. Down the hill. People don't seem to be using this hill much. If I can get around behind them.
Be advised, objective marked. We need you supporting
Crouch
the attack.
spring. People up there. People over there. Get to that house there. In one piece. Might be able to pull this off. behind enemy line. Somebody's on the AA. I need to go up here, though. Don't shoot me, AA. Don't shoot me. I'm trying to stab somebody. Trying to stab somebody.
Bravo is under attack.
Got him! Yeah, boy! Did it for you. I did it for you. And like I mentioned in that clip, it's a very rarely used, or it was at the time, route to flank around from B side round the bottom of that hill to E. That started to get more and more used as people realized we were actually using that route to get round to E on the underside. But again, as soon as you get to E, you've got snipers looking down at you from the F capture point, which, yeah, again, you're just getting pixel peeped by a load of glowing dots. You know, some people made some like meme pictures of the mountainside there on the peak map, just full of sniper glints. There's like 100 of them or something, just for a laugh. But it genuinely does feel like that when you're trying to flank from that A side around to E, and you come up that hill, and that's all you see is just glints everywhere. Now, what they could do to potentially alter this map and give some more vantage points and counterpoints from that side of the map is add more of an elevation on that side of the map, some rocky outcrops you could climb, some watch posts, watch towers like there is on the top of F. You need something on that side to counter those snipers. Maybe have some like squads that may be dedicated to sniping, or somebody in your squad be dedicated to sniping that could stay back in a counter sniper position and take out people that are watching on F, so you can go around, take E, and then push up to F, and so on. Now, there's also the big rock in the middle right next to C on this map, and that is constantly just the main central exposure of the map. You can't actually get to the top of this rock. I'm not sure it's a good idea to have that fully accessible, but there are certain points you can get to. And again, pixel peek from the C all the way down to A, and it's really hard to hit people. And from C, that team have just got the advantage through elevation, looking down towards A. Again, we need something to counter that. Now, I did mention as well that maybe those electrical pylons that run along the back of B and that field, maybe like 2042, make those climbable with either a zipline ladder. So you need probably a quick way to access, because you're just going to get sniped. You know, just something. I'm just throwing out ideas here to counter the high ground that they have from that F side towards C. It's all on high ground looking down on the other team. And it's very rare you win as the other team. Now, if you've got a very good team, you're going to win. No matter which side you are on, but majority of the time, people who are on the F side, the high ground, they're going to take the win because of the pixel peeking issue and not being able to counter reliably in positions. I think some things need to be tweaked on that map by either adding some more elevation to the A side of the map, or some more cover on that E flank around the back of B and D towards E. Some more structures, debris, wrecked vehicles, walls, maybe some watchtowers and things, so you can push around that field and get a bit more high ground and counter snipe your approach and push around that way, and just open the map a bit more. It makes it more of a natural opened flow, if that makes sense, rather than it being centric on that center mountain with rocks and sea, and then obviously D and B going around that way, because nobody really uses that field. So if we can add some structures and some things we can use to counter, it will expand that map and make the usability much wider, which should hopefully spread things out a little bit more and make it more manageable. But we'll see. There's all loads of things you can think about, and it's easy talking about it, but you know, in the end of the day, it's what's workable by DICE and what they decide to do at the end of it. But I think definitely some things like that need to be thought about with the balancing of the maps. That said, though, I have extremely enjoyed my time in Battlefield 6. This is purely constructive criticism and love to DICE. This is the best time I've had in Battlefield in a long time. I did have fun with 2042. I loved it, playing it with friends. But yeah, Battlefield 6 is just nostalgia heaven for me. It takes me back to Bad Company 3, 4, the height of my Battlefield playing time. I really can't wait till the second weekend of testing. I think we're getting a new map and potentially a new mode, so I'll hopefully see you all out there on the battlefield. But let me know your thoughts on my criticisms in the comment section below. Are we on the same kind of wavelength here, thinking on these two maps and the scenarios that we're seeing? Do they need fixing, tweaking, adjustments, or do I just need to get good? Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content I create and you want to see more. Most of all, thank you for watching, and I'll see you peeps next time.